Hello, I'm Rachel Jones for Kalkine Media. Welcome to Executive Corner Expert Talks. Today, I'm chatting with FAU CEO Ryan Skeen. Now, FAU is an Australian-focused exploration and resource development company with exciting gold and base metal projects in Western Australia and Victoria. Ryan, thanks for joining me today.
Hi, Rachel. Thanks for having me.
Great to speak to you today. So, Ryan, we have seen with the ongoing Russian-Ukraine crisis and how this has been affecting the price of gold. Now, how do you see gold performing in the mid to long term?
Look, it's an interesting question, and I'm not in the business of forecasting, but I think that, it's been quite interesting what's developed over the last few years with Bitcoin and all that sort of, or I suppose those sort of digital currencies and whatnot. But I do think that the Ukraine-Russia crisis has probably shown us that gold is still relevant. And I think probably as far as I'm willing to go is that I do believe that gold will continue to be relevant, as we move forward.
It absolutely seems that way, doesn't it? Now, recently you announced the completion of the drilling program at Snowstorm. The final assay results for the Snowstorm project include high-grade gold intersections. So how significant are these drill results and what opportunities do you see at Snowstorm?
Yeah, I think that the results are really, really important for our progress with the project. I think, what it's demonstrated is that we are able to, or we have been able to hit the targets that we've wanted to. I think off the top of my head that we intersected mineralisation in every hole that we drilled, which demonstrates that we've got a very good understanding of the geology and the mineralised system at the project. I think as well that the results also show us that there is opportunity to continue to advance the project. There was one hole in particular, that was mineralized across a 24-meter interval, so it was very variably mineralized across it. But the fact that we were able to intersect widths that wide or across that sort of width is really important in us being able to show that the project may have a future. And I think in that announcement as well, that from here, we will be looking to undertake a bulk sampling program. So that's effectively, a trial mining type process where we will be mining, it's not a mine, but it's we will be taking some of the ore from the project and processing it, which will provide us further insights into the geology and the structure and the understanding of the system, and other important factors as well, like metallurgy and whatnot, which will, be very valuable as we move forward.
So FAU has been granted several tenements at the Victorian Goldfields project. Now, how will the granting of these exploration licenses add to the opportunity at the Victorian Goldfields project?
Yeah, I think this is really significant in our overall plans and increasing the overall potential of the projects. And I think a very direct example of that is in relation to the Snowstorm project, which we were just talking about. One of the tenements is an extension of where we've been drilling now to the northwest. And specifically in relation to that, we believe that the project or the mineralisation continues into that tenement in the northwest. So, it's an example or it's a reason that we are so optimistic that we can continue to advance that project, because the tenement granting increases the potential size of it. But elsewhere as well, our next drilling campaign will be at one of the recently granted tenements, the Dogwood Porphyry Copper Prospect. And then we also have, our other tenements surrounding our Haunted Stream project, where we know, that historically there are hundreds and, even thousands of mines from back in the day. They obviously weren't mined to depth, but a lot of them were over that ounce grade. So the potential in the general area is very significant. That now allows us to prioritise or choose, basically have the pick of what we want to work on, which we haven't necessarily been able to do to date. And I think that there are some incredible opportunities out there for us to follow up on.
Yes, now if we could just look a little bit closer to the Haunted Stream. Now that does show potential for hosting significant high-grade gold mineralization. What can you tell me about the recent developments at the Haunted Stream project?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been, our geologists have been out on site there a little bit lately doing a lot of field work. So they've been undertaking mapping to, further understand the geology of the project area. But we're also currently undertaking soil sampling and taking some rock chips as well, which we expect all that information to sort of be fed into our first drill program at the project, which will be commencing in the next couple of months, which is going to be fantastic. I think we're really looking forward to it. And hopefully we can produce some really good results, because everything that we're seeing at the moment is telling us that there's something significant there, and hopefully that's going to be validated when we do put the drill rig to work.
Absolutely, it sounds very exciting. Now, First AU has identified several drill targets for Gawler-style AU mineralization at Maple Creek. What are the company's plans for that project?
Yeah, absolutely. So that was recently released, the first, or a new geological interpretation of that project area. And as you mentioned, that we did identify several drill targets. But the plan for that at the moment is that we've currently got an application in with the South Australian government under the Advanced Discovery Initiative for some co-funding for a drill program. So we'll wait to see how that goes. Once we get feedback from that, we'll sort of make a decision as to where we move from here. But the plan would be that we will do some RC drilling at some stage as initial exploration, and then we'll sort of see what that comes back with, and then look to take it forward from there. I think it's quite an early stage project, and everything again that we're seeing suggests that it does have potential. But until we do that RC program, or do some drilling works on it, we won't know the full potential of it. So I expect that that's probably going to happen at some stage towards the back end of this year, as Victoria is more of a priority at this point in time.
The Gimlet gold project is an advanced gold project with almost 120,000 ounces of gold resources. Can you highlight the progress on that project, and what are the next steps there?
Yeah, absolutely. We've probably haven't done a great deal of it in terms of to the markets anyway over the sort of last, since we announced that upgrade to 120,000 ounces. I think it was around this time last year. We've sort of been working away in the background, and we continue to do so, to look at ways in which we can advance the project. We've said it publicly as well recently on a couple of occasions that we're open to, if it makes sense, progressing it to being mined. We're open to potential sale of the project. We're just at this stage just trying to find what the best outcome's going to be in terms of for the company for it. And once we have more news on that, we'll certainly be looking to update the market.
And how is First AU placed against its peers to create value for shareholders?
I think we're very well placed. I think that in the last sort of 3 months, we've been doing a lot of work in the background to really get some momentum moving forward. And I think that we're probably only just starting to see the results of all the work that we have been doing. And I think that we're going to continue to pick up some momentum and continue to, deliver some really good results for the company and its shareholders as we commence our drilling at Dogwood, as we move into Haunted Stream, and hopefully we'll, off the back of both of those, we'll be looking to drill those again in the back half of this year as well, and then ongoing developments at Snowstorm over the sort of next 9 to 12 months as well, plus all the other potential that we do have at our newly granted tenements too. So I think that the upside is really quite significant, and I think that we're really starting to develop some nice momentum.
Well, it sounds like there's some very exciting projects you have there, and also such an exciting time for gold. Thanks ever so much for your time today, Ryan.
No worries at all. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. That was Ryan Skeen, CEO at First AU. And if you missed any part of that chat, you can catch the full interview on our YouTube channel, Kalkine Media. So make sure to subscribe. I'm Rachel Jones, reminding you to stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine.